But first, let's say hello to tonight's guest. He hit the big time 20 years ago when he flew to international stardom in the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Here he is as Draco Malfoy on his broomstick, causing all kinds of problems for Harry Potter. And here he is now, it's Tom Felton.
Yes!
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you very much for having me.
We are also joined by someone who could give Potter a run for his money. She's spellbindingly brilliant, a wizard with words, and it helps that she's got brown hair and glasses. Welcome, Sue Perkins.
Welcome both to the show. Tom, you celebrated the 20th anniversary of the very first Harry Potter film earlier this month. What was, like, the best thing about returning to Hogwarts?
That was quite the little flashback for me there, so thank you for showing me that one. It was very surreal being back in the Great Hall again and seeing all my old schoolmates, so to speak. What was kind of weird and great is how quickly we sort of clicked back into place and normal service was resumed. It was a lot of fun.
It was absolutely gorgeous to watch, I have to say, and like you said, so touching as well.
You got really excited when you saw that picture again,
Oh
didn't
my
you?
God, loved it. Cried my eyes out. Now, Sue, I can't believe it's been 20 years. If we took you back 20 years...
I was a mere child.
What were you up to? 2002, a stripling?
I 2002, I think I was in a house share with Mark Owen in 2002. I was.
You know what?
Yes, I was sharing a house, albeit very briefly, on Celebrity Big Brother for Comic Relief. We did that year.
That must have been one of the first.
It was the one just after Jack D, which I did for Centrepoint. And so, yeah, it was a surreal experience, but the man is a legend.
Oh,
legend.
I love that, and quite the kind of flatmate to have on your CV.
Yeah, I like saying it out of context and leaving people just wondering, gosh, she's changed. Yeah.
Now, we'll be talking more about Harry Potter later, and Tom will be answering your questions, so please get them in the usual way.
Plus, we'll be chatting about Sue's big road trip in America and Tom's new film, Save the Cinema, which is about a real-life town in Wales that had a brush with Hollywood.
Tom, we heard that you've done an American road trip. What was your setup like? What was it?
I couldn't compare to that, the rig that I just saw. Many years ago, actually, a friend of mine and I, we got a small camper wagon, if you will, and we went from Chicago to California over 3 weeks. And, we did that adventure, which was so much fun.
Was it wild and free, and was your setup really plush? What was your Winnebago like?
Oh, it was only 60 feet long, so they could only fit 3 showers in there. No, it was a very modest pickup. It actually had a name, Monty. I'm not sure about you, Sue, but how quickly the vehicle becomes one of the team. You know?
Yeah, so how does Monty compare to where
Vera?
Your Vera.
She was veering all over the road. Really poor. 60 foot. I mean, that's
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You're so the ultimate movie star in my head now. I believe everything you say. But yeah, no, I had the sort of second trip. We had a sort of crumbling 1980s Westphalia V-dubs, which looks great. Yeah. No power steering.
No. But it all looked great to me when I watched it, Sue. So make sure you tune in, people. Sue Perkins' Big American Road Trip starts on Sunday on Channel 4 at 10 p.m. Oh, lovely place.
Slightly biased, but best guys in the world?
It is lovely. It is lovely.
Cornwall will fight you for them, but they're really good.
Yeah, to be fair, you're not wrong. So, Tom, your new film, we've got to ask about this, Save the Cinema. It's based on the most incredible real-life story of a small market town in Wales that had a brush with Hollywood. Tell us a bit more about it.
Yeah, as you said, it's a very unlikely true story about a plucky Welsh woman who decided to stand up against her local council when they proposed to knock down one of the oldest theatres actually in the UK, the Lyric Theatre in Carmarthen, Wales. And she took some rather drastic measures to save it, but nevertheless, I think the clue's in the title.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful story, and, you know, you're playing alongside the wonderful Samantha Morton as well. But we all want to know, of course, how your Welsh accent sounds. So I think we should have a listen.
Oh, crikey.
Odd choice, I know. People still wonder how Mrs. Williams found out her husband was having an affair with a next-door neighbour.
No.
Didn't you get engaged to David Llewellyn?
I did, yes.
I remember thinking he was a lovely boy.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Oh.
Lovely boy.
I think you did brilliantly there,
Yeah.
Tom. I mean, our very own Alex Jones would be very impressed with your Welsh accent.
I was wondering if I dodged a bullet by them not being here. Yes. No, it was.
We'll send it to her. Don't worry. Did you? I mean, did it come naturally to you? Are you good at accents in general, or was this one that you had to really work at?
I'd like to say yes. Like, I've got a good ear. I mean, I generally hear, if I hear something enough, I can tend to repeat it. But the Welsh accent not only is it one of my favourite for its song and its comedic values, it didn't really. I sort of drifted off into various different other accents. So we had great support by Nia, our fantastic voice coach, who managed to write things phonetically for me, which made it a lot easier. But yes, we had a lot of fun with it, for sure.
Yeah. Obviously, Tom, you know, you play a real-life person. You know, Richard, your character, the real-life mayor of Carmarthen. How does it change your approach to the role when it's someone who's, you know, a real person who's alive and kicking and there to watch the film afterwards?
I hadn't seen us next to each other before, but yes, the mayoral roads are fantastic. Yeah, not so much really. Obviously, I read a lot about the story just to sort of clarify. I couldn't believe it was true, really. But yes, I didn't really change much. But I was I didn't get a chance to meet him, unfortunately. But I did get a hand written letter left on my dressing room doorstep from the ex-mayor of Carmarthen, Wales, saying good job. So that's all I can hope for, really.
And he was the one who wrote the letter to Steven Spielberg asking for help saving the cinema, wasn't he?
Yes, he was the postman originally, but he was on Liz's side very much so when it came to, well, reaching out. And obviously the most unlikely event of Steven Spielberg giving up his personal copy of Jurassic Park to send to Carmarthen, Wales was very unlikely.
Incredible. Now,
Tom, I think we can go one better than a handwritten letter for you, actually, because Richard, who you play in the film, is actually a friend of The One Show. So we featured this very story on The One Show a couple of years ago, so it's no surprise that there's been a feature-length film made about it. When we told him, there he is, when we told Richard that you were coming on, he wanted to send you this message.
Good evening, Tom. Richard Goodrich here. I'd like to congratulate you most warmly on your portrayal of myself in the film Save the Cinema. It's a fantastic film. Everybody, I'm sure, will enjoy it thoroughly. And I would love to present you with this gold medal, the Mayor's Medal, that comes with my compliments for all the work and effort that both you and all of the cast have done in bringing Carmarthen's story to the attention of the world. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Wow.
Oh, I love that. That's fabulous.
Look at your face, Tom.
That's unreal. That definitely caught me by surprise. That's really you trumped my letter there, definitely.
Isn't that lovely?
Really cool.
And look, here it is in real life. We've got the medal here. It's been inscribed on the back. And it's going to be dedicated to you, and it's going to be winging its way to you, Tom. It says, presented by Richard Goodrich to Tom Felton, Save the Cinema 2022. Isn't that gorgeous?
Amazing.
That's really, really touching. Thank you.
Now, Tom, it would be rude not to talk about Harry Potter since we've got you here. While you were here, you celebrated the 20th anniversary earlier this month. You played a famous villain at such a young age. Was that a tricky thing to navigate?
Not particularly. I had 3 older brothers, gave me plenty of reason to be angry. No, it was. I find it a lot of fun, really. Draco couldn't be more different than I. I've got loving parents. He has terrible ones, so it was quite easy, or quite fun rather, to sort of jump into a world of playing him. Obviously, with a massive amount of help from Chris Columbus and the rest of the cast to sort of dance around. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with it.
Well, you know what, Tom, you may have played a baddie, but there's been so much love for you online, and no one knows Harry Potter better than the Harry Potter fans. So we thought we'd let them ask you a couple of questions. Are you ready?
Okay,
so Faye on Twitter asks, what is the one thing you wish would exist in the real Muggle world from Hogwarts?
We've all given this plenty of thought, the cast. I think we all agreed that the wand was the most universal. It's that or the broomsticks for pollution reasons and traffic in London. or the invisibility cloak if you're feeling rather cheeky.
I mean, got to be the invisibility cloak for me. Vicky's asking, Tom, was it true that on set they had to sew your cape pockets up because you kept eating loads of sweets?
I was the reason they sewed everyone else's pockets up, because it wasn't even it's because I left them there overnight so they would melt, and then you didn't want to put that on the next day. It's guilty as charged there.
So what house would you be in? Lauren's got her ideas of what house she would put you in, but what would you want to be in?
She knows. I'm going to try and... I'd like to say Slytherin. You know, I'd like to be cool.
You'd like one of the cool kids. Look at you, Ravenclaw.
Just pure Ravenclaw.
Look at that.
Just,
Honestly,
yeah.
too intelligent.
No, just too square.
Tom, what about you in real life? Tom Felton rather than Draco Malfoy?
Definitely Slytherin. It gives you a lot more margin for error. I've been told I'm a Slitherdor, so rather
right.
cheeky, but
We can hyphenate. I didn't know that.
You can do a hybrid. Oh, I like
apparently
that.
so.
Eleanor wants to know, Tom, who are you closest to from the Harry Potter cast?
None of them. I'm kidding. We're all really close, actually. It's an ironic, it's a cheesy thing to say, but we are really like a family. And as soon as we get back together, we sort of click. It was great to see Emma and Daniel. I haven't seen them for a while, and we all had a chance to have a big sort of meal afterwards, which was great to sort of, trade war stories and catch up.
A quick question from Holly. He says, did you steal anything from the Harry Potter set?
Technically, no.
Nicely put, Tom. Nicely put.
Did you take
I'll
anything
leave it at
home?
that.
Whatever you've
No,
got.
they were very, very tight with that sort of stuff. So unfortunately, our wands are preserved in the.
I don't blame you at all, Tom. Well, thank you very much for coming on, and thanks to you as well, Sue. You've been brilliant. We'll be here tomorrow, myself and Alex Jones, and we're going to be joined by Jeanette Mamrara and a few other guests. Come and join us then.